Alright guys, so today we're going to continue our look at the early years of the Civil War, specifically the first year. Now both sides are trying to plan strategies, and the northern strategy was called the Anaconda Plan. There were three parts to this. First was that the Navy would control the Mississippi River and blockade the South to cut off all of their trade. They would then send an army through Kentucky and Tennessee and plunge into the heart of the Confederacy, and then have another army that would drive towards Richmond, the capital, sort of surrounded by like a giant snake and strangle it. The Southern strategy was pretty simple: defend itself until the North was tired of the war and made peace, and get recognition from Britain and France as a separate nation. This war saw tons of young men rush to get into the fight, worried that that the war would be over too soon. It pitted brother against brother, like the Campbell brothers, who actually met each other on the battlefield at James Island in South Carolina a little bit later. But as you look at this war, it really was about families being divided in half. Mary Todd Lincoln had four brothers who fought for the Confederacy. 75% of Southern white males fought in the war, 67% for the North. Now, the first big battle is this Battle of Bull Run. Union General Irvin McDowell wants time to plan and train the army, but the newspapers demand action. They want this war over fast. And so he marches this army into Virginia, and they're met at Bull Run Creek, or Manassas, there by a Southern army about similar size there. And it looks like it's going to be a real big victory for the North. But the South rallies behind the leadership of Stonewall Jackson there, and they end up winning.
Hey! Hey! Fire! Reload, man!
Come on, boys! Quick, and we can whip them!
Easy, man. We have no orders to advance. Steady, man. Steady! Damn it!
It's Cummins, boys. What are they doing?
Easy, Miss Panelin, easy. Good to have your dander up, but it's discipline wins the day.
Sir, the day is going against us.
If you think so, sir, you had better not say anything about it.
Stand up, you man! Stand up, you free man! We're gonna down them! We're gonna drive them to Washington! Stand up, Virginia! Mr. Yates! Resolve your fire! Can they come within 50 yards? Then fire! And give them the bayonet! And when you charge, yell out furies!
Now, the soldier's life was kind of a harsh one here. Their 75% of their time was spent in camp. They were training for up to 10 hours a day, and when they weren't training, it was basically gathering firewood, um, you know, maybe writing letters home if possible. And what you're seeing here are some examples of some of the food rations you'd have in a Union Army camp. You'd have coffee, salted pork, and these hardtack crackers that might be as much as a month old. Flour, salt, and water is all it was. And that was kind of your ration. You had a few other things here, as you see here on this list. But that was pretty much it, what you had to subsist on a daily basis. Uh, Conditions were pretty harsh. Camps weren't very clean. There wasn't a lot of clean water, so disease spread quickly. It wasn't uncommon for half the regiment to be too sick to fight. You had things like smallpox, typhoid fever, cholera, dysentery. We'll talk about all this a little bit later. But you also had prison camps that were built. 10% of the deaths in the war occurred in these prison camps. Some, like Andersonville, which was the most notorious in the South, held way many more men than they were actually supposed to. And you had men like is being featured here in this image who survived it, but this is what they came out looking like because they were starving to death. 100 soldiers were dying each day from starvation and exposure in Andersonville. Have a great day, everybody. Hopefully you took good notes, and we'll see you tomorrow.